I think I'm gonna walk into the ocean and let nature take its course.
Meet Gerald. Gerald is a penguin, and Gerald is broke. He was genuinely considering becoming orca food because his bank account hit zero, and honestly, I got it. Because let me tell you something about being a broke penguin. It doesn't just empty your wallet, it empties everything else too. Gerald stopped going out, started eating the cheapest fish he could find, the kind that tastes like regret and ocean floor. He'd check his bank account 5 times a day, hoping the numbers would magically change. They never did. His friends invited him to dinner last week. He said no, not because he didn't want to go, because he couldn't afford to split the bill. So he stayed home, ate nothing, and told everyone he wasn't hungry. Classic Gerald move. I caught him the other day, staring at a job posting for premium fish taste tester. Excellent pay. It was obviously a scam. I told him that. He applied anyway. When I asked why, he just shrugged and said, "What's the worst that could happen at this point?" That's the thing about being broke. It doesn't just take your money. It takes your logic, your sleep, your appetite, your ability to think straight. Gerald's brain is running on survival mode 24/7, and survival mode Gerald makes terrible decisions. Here's what happens if Gerald doesn't fix this. And I don't mean just the money part. I mean the mental breakdown part. First, the anxiety becomes permanent. Gerald's already checking his phone every 10 minutes like he's expecting good news. He's not. He's expecting another bill, another late payment notification, another reminder that he's failing at basic penguin adulting. His stomach hurts all the time now. That's not hunger. That's stress eating him from the inside. Then comes the isolation. He's already avoiding his family. Soon he'll avoid everyone. Because when you're broke, every conversation feels like an interrogation. How's work? Terrible. What have you been up to? Nothing. Because everything costs money. Want to grab food? I'd rather eat my own flippers. And here's the dark part. The part Gerald doesn't talk about, but I see it in his eyes. He's starting to think he's worthless. Like his value as a penguin is directly tied to his bank account. No money equals no worth. And when you believe that, that's when the really bad thoughts start showing up. I've seen penguins go down this road before. They stop eating properly, stop sleeping, start taking risks they shouldn't take, swimming in dangerous waters, picking fights with seals twice their size. It's like they're trying to prove something, or maybe they just stopped caring whether they make it back to shore.
Just when I thought Gerald hit rock bottom, things got worse. His mom called. She needed help with her nest repairs. Gerald lied, told her he was busy with work. Truth is, he couldn't afford to help, couldn't even afford to visit. The guilt ate at him for days. Now he's not just broke and anxious, he's broke, anxious, and convinced he's a terrible son. Then his landlord increased the rent. Because of course he did. Gerald's options? Move to a cheaper ice shelf on the bad side of Antarctica, where the penguins are sketchy and the orcas are sketchier, or stay and somehow find money he doesn't have. He chose option 3, panic eating. Spent his last few fish on a binge that left him sick for 2 days. Food became his coping mechanism, the only thing he could control when everything else was falling apart. But here's where it gets really messed up. Gerald started comparing himself to everyone. Saw his neighbor bought a new nest. Another penguin got promoted. Everyone seemed fine. Everyone seemed stable. Everyone except him. So now he's not just failing, he's failing while watching everyone else succeed. And that comparison, that's poison for an already broken mind. Last Thursday, Gerald snapped at his best friend over nothing, accused him of showing off because he ordered extra fish at lunch. His friend was confused. I wasn't. I recognized what was happening. Gerald wasn't angry at his friend, he was angry at himself. And when you hate yourself that much, everyone around you becomes a target. Then came the breaking point. Gerald stood at the edge of the ice shelf, same spot where this whole mess started in his head, waves crashing below, orcas probably circling. He looked at me and said, "I can't do this anymore." I didn't ask what he meant. I knew. But instead of letting him spiral, I did something crazy. I told him the truth nobody wants to hear when they're drowning in debt and self-hatred. "Gerald, you're not broken because you're broke." He looked at me like I was insane, started listing all his failures, the debt, the missed payments, the lies to his mother, the lost friendships, the job he hated, the future that looked like nothing but more of the same suffering. I let him finish. Then I asked him one question. "When did you decide that money equals worth?" He went quiet, really quiet. The kind of quiet that means something's clicking in your brain. Because here's what Gerald forgot. Here's what everyone forgets when the bills pile up and the account hits zero. Your bank balance isn't your value. Your debt isn't your identity. You're not a number on a screen that goes up and down based on how capitalism feels that day. Gerald's problem wasn't that he was bad with money. His problem was that he tied his entire existence to it. Every dollar lost felt like losing a piece of himself. Every bill became proof he was worthless. Every financially stable penguin became evidence he was a failure. But that's not how any of this works.
Gerald didn't fix everything overnight. His debt didn't magically disappear. His bank account still looked depressing. But something shifted. He started small, called his mom back, told her the truth. Turns out she didn't care about the money. She just wanted to know her son was okay. Revolutionary concept, right? He stopped checking his account 5 times a day. Once was enough. The number was the same, whether he looked or not. He started eating actual meals again. Not binge eating, not starving, just normal penguin food at normal penguin times. He even went out with friends, told them up front he was broke, expected judgment, got support instead. Turns out, half of them were struggling too. They just hid it better. Everyone's pretending to be fine while secretly drowning. What a system. Gerald still has bad days. Days where the anxiety creeps back in. Days where he checks job postings at 3 a.m. Days where being orca food sounds peaceful. But now he knows something crucial. Being broke is temporary. Feeling broken doesn't have to be. Your worth isn't in your wallet. It's not in your job title. It's not in your ability to split the bill or buy the fancy fish or impress penguins who don't actually care about you. Your worth is in the fact that you're still here, still trying, still waddling forward even when the ice is slippery and the water looks dark. Gerald's still figuring it out. We all are, but at least now he's figuring it out alive. And that's enough. You're still a good penguin, Gerald, even on the days you don't believe it. Especially on those days. Ever felt like Gerald? Drop a comment. Share your worst financial crisis moment. Let's see who relates. Because misery loves company, and apparently so do broke penguins.